Ever been on a ride so smooth, so dang comfy, that you look down and realize you just burned 500 miles without even noticing? Well, you're in the right place. We're not talking about race bikes or cafe cruisers. Nah, this one's for the real road dogs, the long-haul legends. These bikes are built to eat miles for breakfast and still ask for more. We've put together a list of the top 15 long-distance motorcycles so good you might just forget to stop. Seriously, stick around because some of these bikes have stories, wild ones. One of them crossed a continent, another rode through a desert like it was a Sunday cruise. These are machines built to last. Come on, let's roll. Number 15, Honda Goldwing GL1800. Let's kick it off with the undisputed champ of long-distance rides, the Honda Goldwing GL1800. This thing isn't just a motorcycle, it's a full-blown touring machine. You get a flat-six engine that runs smooth as silk, barely a vibration, even when you're pushing highway speeds all day long. It's got features most cars don't even have. Built-in GPS, Apple CarPlay, heated grips, heated seats, and yeah, an actual airbag. No jokes. The seat feels like your favorite recliner, and with cruise control, you're basically just guiding it down the road. Perfect for those 200-mile days when you just want to zone out and watch the country roll by. You'll easily get around 400 miles on a tank, depending how hard you twist the throttle. And this bike is so well balanced. Once you're moving, it feels lighter than it is. There are folks out there who've racked up over 500,000 miles on one of these. Same engine, just oil changes and lots of stories. Like this video? Great. Subscribe to follow all our content and become part of our growing bikers community. If the Goldwing is your highway hotel, the next bike, it's the go anywhere, do anything adventure crime partner that laughs at maps and weather report. Number 14, BMW R1250 GS Adventure. Enter the Swiss Army knife of motorcycles, the BMW R1250 GS Adventure. This isn't just a long-distance machine. It's a go-anywhere, do-anything, globe-trotting beast. From paved highways to gnarly gravel roads, this bike eats up terrain like it's nothing. At the heart of it is BMW's 1,254 cubic centimeter boxer engine with shift cam tech. That means torque when you need it, smooth delivery when you don't, and crazy efficiency for something this big. You're looking at about 600 miles of range from that massive 7.9-gallon tank. Yeah, you heard right, 600 miles. It's loaded with tech too. Hill start assist, cornering ABS, electronic suspension, and even a dynamic ESA that adjusts to road conditions while you ride. And get this, a guy named Herbert rode his R1250 GS around the world. I mean, literally. We talking multiple continents. The upright riding position is super comfy, especially for guys who want to go the distance without wrecking their backs. Big, capable, and built like a tank. Now, if that sounds a little too high-tech explorer, wait until you see a bike with an old-school American attitude and a rumble you can feel in your chest. Number 13, Harley-Davidson Road Glide Limited. This right here is pure American muscle wrapped in chrome and leather. The Harley-Davidson Road Glide Limited is the kind of bike you ride when you want to feel every mile in a good way. That frame-mounted shark nose fairing cuts through wind like butter and keeps the ride stable in crosswinds. The Milwaukee 8114 engine delivers deep power, smooth classic torque that pulls like a freight train. You've got a full touring setup here. Saddlebags, top trunk, infotainment system, big plush passenger seat. It's built for the long haul. Fuel range is around 370 miles, give or take. Not the best on this list, but it's enough to stretch out a day ride with gas to spare. Now the downside, she's heavy. We're talking over 400 pounds. If you drop it in the driveway, you'll need a plan and maybe a neighbor. Also, if you're coming from anything nimble, that low-speed handling sure takes some getting used to. But once you get rolling, the Road Glide settles in like a Cadillac on two wheels. And if you're into that big American cruiser feel, what about another bike with the same reliability, but with sharper edges and a whole different kind of ride feel? Yamaha FJR1300. The Yamaha FJR1300 is like that quiet guy in the corner who turns out to be an iron butt legend. Sport touring at its finest. It's fast, it's smooth, and it'll rack up serious miles without a single complaint. Powered by a bulletproof 1,298 cubic centimeter inline four, the FJR is responsive but not twitchy. It's got shaft drive too, so no chain maintenance, no mess. Just hop on and ride. You're looking at about 400 miles per tank, which is plenty for a full day of riding, with gas stops right where you want them. It's got a powered windscreen, adjustable suspension, heated grips, and cruise control. It checks all the boxes. But yeah, it's a little top-heavy at low speeds. Parking lot U-turns can be a sweetie experience until you get the feel of it. And while it's sporty, the styling is a bit dated. Doesn't scream for attention, but maybe that's just the point. This bike is a workhorse with a jet engine heart and the reliability of a Toyota truck. And if that makes you think solid and sensible, just wait. The next bike dials it back to basics. One cylinder, no frills, just old-school survival instinct. And speaking about instinct, has yours told you to subscribe yet? Or like the video? If it has or hasn't, like and subscribe anyway. Hit the bell for notifications too. Now let's get back to it. Number 11, Kawasaki KLR 650. All right, here's a legend that just won't quit. The Kawasaki KLR 650. If the FJR is a sport touring scalpel, the KLR is a crowbar. It's not fast, it's not fancy, but it'll go anywhere. And it'll get your back. This guy has been dragging riders through deserts, jungles, and forgotten back roads since the 80s. The 652 cubic centimeter single-cylinder engine is about as simple as it gets. Air-cooled, fuel-efficient, and built like a tractor. And the best part is you'll squeeze out about 400 miles on a full tank without any issue at all. The good thing is that this baby right here is quite cheap to buy, cheap to fix, and parts are everywhere. Drop it, pick it up, break something, duct tape it, keep going. It's the kind of bike you take on a trip where the roads disappear and you don't sweat it. Now the trade-off, it vibrates a lot, especially at highway speeds, and it's not what you'd call refined. Long freeway rides can feel like riding a jackhammer after a few hours, but if you want something that laughs in the face of fancy tech, this is your ride. And speaking of bikes with character, guess what happens when Italian charm meets real-world adventure? Number 10, Moto Guzzi V85 TT. The Moto Guzzi V85 TT is a mid-weight adventure bike with Italian soul and a nostalgic twist. It's got that vintage rally bike look, but don't let the retro styling fool you. It's packed with modern gear. Powered by an 853 cubic centimeter air-cooled V-twin mounted sideways in true Moto Guzzi fashion, it's got torque in all the right places and a sound that makes you grin under your helmet. You can't imagine how smooth and easy it is until you ride. You've got cruise control, ride modes, traction control, and even shaft drive for low maintenance. And with a 400-mile range, this thing can cruise back roads all day long before it even thinks about fuel. Here's now the fun part. Moto Guzzi hand-assembled their engines in Mandello del Lario, Italy. Same factory since 1921. You're not just riding a bike, you're riding history. Now guess the downside? It's not the fastest. If you're coming from something with big horsepower, the V85 can feel a bit underpowered when fully loaded, and some taller riders might find the windscreen a little short for true highway blasting, but man, it makes up for it in charm. And if you want something with a little more muscle and a triple-cylinder growl, just wait till you see what the Brits are cooking. Number 9, Triumph Tiger 1200 GT Explorer. Guys, this one's a heavyweight champ with a stiff upper lip, the Triumph Tiger 1200 GT Explorer. It's British, bold, and built to cross continents without flinching. Triumph dropped a T-plane triple engine into this beast, and it absolutely rips. It's got low-end torque like a twin, top-end power like a 4, and a sound that means business. Comfort? Oh yeah. Heated seats, heated grips, adaptive cruise control, blind spot radar, electronically adjustable windscreen. This thing's more loaded than most trucks, and thanks to that 7.9-gallon tank, you're looking at over 500 miles of range. That's iron butt territory right out of the box. Handling is surprisingly sharp for a bike this size. Triumph really dialed in the balance. But let's be real, it's big. Parking lot maneuvers or tight trails, you'll feel the weight. And the electronics, great when they work, but you better hope they keep working. Still, for a modern luxury tour with some grit, the Tiger 1200 hits a sweet spot. And if you're thinking, all this new tech is cool, but what about a proven classic that's been winning over riders for decades? Yeah, the next one's for you. Number 8, Suzuki VStrom 1050 DE. Now here's a name that's been around the block and back again. The Suzuki VStrom 1050 DE is all about getting it done. It's like that one buddy who always shows up, never complains, and somehow knows a shortcut that actually works. Powered by a 1037 cubic centimeter V-twin that's been refined for years, it delivers smooth power across the rev range. It's not the fastest, but it's solid, predictable in a good way. Traction control, ride modes, hill hold, even gravel mode now. It's got enough tech to keep up, but not so much you feel like you're piloting a spaceship. You'll pull about 420 miles out of the tank, depending on how hard you're riding. That's plenty to chew up miles between stops. Now the downside, it's a bit tall for shorter riders, and the seat can feel firm after a long day. Definitely worth upgrading if you're planning cross-country trips. But the V-Strom's real strength is reliability. This thing just doesn't quit. And if you're into bikes that punch above their weight without breaking the bank, wait till you meet the next one. It's lean, it's mean, and it's got long legs for the road less traveled. Number 7, KTM 129 Zero Super Adventure S. All right, if the V-Strom is the dependable scout, the KTM 129 Zero Super Adventure S is the wild-eyed commander leading the charge. This thing is an animal, but a very smart, very refined animal. You've got a 1,301 cubic centimeter V-twin under you, and when you twist the throttle, it roars hard. But don't let the super part fool you. It's not just about power. It's loaded with rider aids like adaptive cruise control, cornering ABS, lean-sensitive traction control, and semi-active suspension that changes on the fly. It literally reads the road and adjusts your ride as you go. And the 6.1 gallons tank gets you about 400 miles if you're not always twisting it to 11. It's fast and surprisingly agile for something this big. But here's the catch: the menus and electronics, bit of a learning curve. And if you're not into high-tech dashboards and rider modes, it might feel a little too much. Also, it runs hot in traffic. Not ideal in stop and go. Still, when you're out on the open road or no road at all, this bike is hard to beat. And if all that fire-breathing Austrian energy has you wanting something a little more laid back, the next one delivers comfort with a whole lot of class. Number 6, Indian Roadmaster. Now we're cruising in style, real style. The Indian Roadmaster is what happens when comfort, heritage, and pure Americana get poured into one serious touring machine. Big front fairing, big engine, big presence. This bike doesn't just turn heads, it owns the road. It runs the Thunderstroke 116 V-twin, and yeah, that name fits. You get torque for days, smooth roll-on power, and that deep, low rumble that just screams American highway. It's not trying to be fast. It's built to go far in comfort, with class. You've got a full touring setup, heated grips, heated seats, both rider and passenger, touchscreen infotainment, power windshield, and over 36 gallons of storage space. Speaking about range, you'll cruise for around 350 to 380 miles before you need to stop for fuel. Not the biggest range, but you won't mind the brake. Now for the downsides. She's a big girl close to 400 pounds dry, and at low speeds, you're gonna feel every bit of that. Also, the infotainment system, it's flashy but a little slow sometimes. Not a deal breaker, but something to know. Still, if you want old school luxury with modern comforts, this one delivers. But maybe you're wondering what happens when the Italians take a crack again at long-distance power with just a bit of madness. Only a bit. Yeah, that one's next. The beginning of the top 5. Number 5, Ducati Multistratify 4S. All right, buckle up. This one's got some fire in its belly. The Ducati Multistratify 4S isn't your grandpa's touring bike. It's fast, it's tech-loaded, and it's got an attitude. Ducati took their MotoGP DNA and somehow made it work for long-distance rides. How? With a 1,158 cubic centimeter V4 engine that revs like a sport bike, but cruises like a tourer. You've got adaptive cruise control, blind spot detection, semi-active suspension, and a big TFT screen that looks like something out of a fighter jet. And the range? Surprisingly solid, about 370 to 400 miles on a full tank, depending on your throttle hand. The ride's buttery smooth, the handling's razor sharp for a bike this tall, and the electronics? Honestly, top tier. But here's the thing, maintenance can get pricey. You're not just buying a bike, you're buying into the Ducati lifestyle. And the engine heat, you'll feel it in traffic, no doubt. It runs warm, especially on hot days. Still, if you want performance and distance with Italian flair baked in, the Multi V4S nails it. And speaking of performance, what if you took that fire and crammed it into something even more aggressive, but still ready to ride cross-country? You'll see. Number 4, Yamaha Tracer 9GT Now here's a sleeper hit if we've ever seen one. The Yamaha Tracer 9 GT Plus doesn't get the flash of the big names, but man, it sure delivers. Lightweight, sharp handling, packed with tech and a triple-cylinder engine that sings all day long. It's powered by Yamaha's 890 cubic centimeter CP3 engine, a real gem. Tons of torque down low, silky smooth mid-range, and just enough top end to keep things interesting. It's got semi-active suspension, radar-assisted adaptive cruise control, lean-sensitive ABS, and a rock-solid chassis. All that tech packed into a bike that feels more like a sport bike with saddlebags. You're pulling in around 400 miles of range, depending on how much fun you're having. And speaking of fun, the handling is crisp. Twisties, no problem. Long days, no problem too. Even the seat's been improved from older models, way more comfortable over time. But if you're coming from a big touring rig, this one might feel a bit small. Wind protection could be better too, especially for taller riders. But that's nitpicking. Bottom line, if you want performance, tech, and range in a leaner package, this one's a no-brainer. And if that gets your heart pumping, wait till you see the rocket from Germany that blends brutal power with surgical precision. Number 3, BMW K1600 GTL. All right, now we're back in luxury land, but with a twist. The BMW K1600 GTL is basically a rocket-powered recliner. You want smooth? This thing has a 6-cylinder inline engine that hums like a symphony. That engine cranks out 160 horses, and it does it quietly. It's weirdly fast for something that looks like it should have a minibar and Wi-Fi. Long-distance comfort is off the charts. Heated seats, heated grips, electronically adjustable suspension, power windscreen, and a top-tier audio system. You'll get around 400 miles on a full tank. Not bad for a bike this big and powerful, and when it's rolling, the weight just melts away. Cornering is also surprisingly nimble. Highway feels like you're gliding. Now the sad downsides? It's the price tag. You're paying a premium, no doubt, and it's a big bike. Parking, tight maneuvers, even pushing it around the garage, you'll surely feel it. Also, if anything goes wrong, BMW maintenance ain't cheap. But this is one of the finest long-distance machines ever built. And if that feels like the peak, just wait, there's more. I bet you there's so much more. Number 2, Honda Goldwing Tour DCT. Really, this is the gold standard, literally. The Honda Goldwing Tour with DCT is the Cadillac of motorcycles. Every long-distance list, this bike's on it. And for good reason. The 1833 cubic centimeter flat 6 engine is as smooth as they come. It doesn't roar, it whispers confidence. Twist the throttle and it just moves effortlessly. Pair that with the automatic DCT transmission and your ride becomes almost meditative. No clutch, no shifting, just cruise and enjoy. It's got a massive seat, heated everything, Apple CarPlay, electric windscreen, reverse gear, and even airbags. Yep, first motorcycle to offer them. Range? Around 400 miles easy, and you'll barely notice the miles stacking up. But hey, it's not perfect. It's heavy. We're talking around 850 pounds wet weight. This ain't a beginner bike, but the weight melts away once you get rolling, thanks to its perfect balance and low center of gravity. And that front end? Some riders say it feels a little numb in the twisties. Plus, the DCT takes a minute to get used to if you're coming from a manual. Still, this bike was built to cross states, its comfort and tech dialed to 11. But maybe you're thinking, what about something simpler? Something stripped down, classic but still up for a cross-country challenge? Oh man, we've saved the big one for last. Number 1, Honda Africa Twin Adventure Sports ES. Yeah, you knew it was coming. This isn't just a motorcycle. This is the motorcycle. When we said so good you'll forget to stop, this one defines that. It's built like a tank, runs like a dream, and has proven itself in the real world more times than we can count. We're talking about the kind of bike that eats miles for breakfast, asks for more, and never lets you down. Old school riders swear by it. New riders grow into it. It's the machine that turns riders into legends. The Africa Twin Adventure. Sports ES is the kind of bike that doesn't flinch no matter where you take it. Pavement, gravel, mud, mountains, coastlines. The brutal beast handles everything. The 1,084 cubic centimeter parallel twin is tuned for real-world power. And with the 6.5-gallon tank, you're getting close to 600 miles of range. I mean it, that's not a typo. 600 miles. This version, the ES model, it comes with electronic suspension, tubeless wheels, cornering ABS, cruise control, Apple CarPlay, and even DCT if you want the no-shift lifestyle. Now we get to the downsides. It's tall, not great for shorter riders, and it's not the lightest thing in the dirt. But once you're in the zone, it disappears underneath you. This thing wants to cross continents. It's not about flash, it's not about bragging rights, it's about getting out there, going far, and loving every second of it. Hey, if you are still watching, click the video that is coming on the screen right now, and keep watching. Subscribe to keep engaged. Take care.